It's Tuesday and I'm off to the hairdressers. You don't often see me without Gladys these days. I really don't like my hair. I'm not happy with it at all. But I'm off to the hairdressers to get it tidied up and I'll take you with me. So it says in the window, look good, feel good. I certainly do. I'll tell you all about Kat, who cut my hair, later. So I'm back from the hairdressers. What do we think? I was going to walk home from town, but it's baking hot, so I didn't. um, it was lovely in there. I'll tell you more about it on the coffee shop dribble on Thursday. Drivel. See you Thursday. Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. How is everybody? So yeah, new hairdo. What do we think? This is day 3. First time of washing it this morning. Doesn't look quite as good as when Kat did it. So let me tell you about my experience at the hairdressers. Last time I had my hair cut, and I don't know when that was, it was a while ago. Was it March, April? Oh, I don't know. Long time ago anyway. Give Barry your order, by the way. I shared with you that I don't very much like going to the hairdressers. I find the whole experience very uncomfortable, but I loved this. My appointment was 9:30 in the morning, so it was quite early and it was fairly quiet in there. It's quite a big salon, lots of space, quite funky inside. I should have taken some pictures inside, shouldn't I? The reason I chose it is because it's got a upright piano in the window, and I thought that was really quirky. And they do other things other than hairdressing in there. But as soon as I walked in the door, a really warm welcome, not over the top, but you know, made me feel very, very at ease. The stylist I had was a lady called Kat, and a similar age to me, a bit younger, early 50s rather than mid 50s, just 50 I think. Very quirky in her look, very young at heart, very young looking, and she immediately put me at my ease as well. She's Greek and she's been in the UK for about 2.5 months. She had her own salon in Athens, but she's come over to the UK. Her parents live here and have lived here since the 90s, I think she told me. But she's come over here because her son wants to be an engineer and he wants to study at Coventry University. So he's doing equivalent of A levels, I think, in this country now. But I told her my woes about my hair and the fact that, you know, it's very thin. You can see my scalp. I have got a bit of a bald patch on the crown. Not as bad as after the first lot of chemo, but she totally understood because she's been there herself. She's been through chemotherapy, she's had cancer herself, and she says that her hair is exactly the same. It didn't look it to me, but she has given me so many tips and tricks that other hairdressers in 10 years since, you know, having had chemotherapy the first time round almost, that nobody else has. You know, they're trying to get me to buy product and all this, and she wasn't like that at all. And she's given me some really not hard and fast, I don't mean that. She's given me some really brilliant tips, as I say. Don't use conditioner, she told me. I mean, how many salons would tell you that? You know, they're trying to ram product down your throat, aren't they? Have a conditioner, you need a conditioner. She said, no, if you've got very fine hair, you don't need a conditioner. What else has she said? I wanted to grow my hair long. I wanted my own version of Gladys, really, but she said no. Because your hair's so thin, it's just going to look thin. And, you know, it kind of put me in mind of, you know, men who have comb overs, you know, with long strands, and it just exacerbates the problem. But she said, no, keep it short. And actually, I'm liking this. Mr. Paper&Twine liked it. It doesn't look as good as when she did it, as I say, but very easy to look after. She's suggested that instead of going darker with my hair colour, I go slightly lighter because that will camouflage the scalp even more. So yeah, I'm definitely going back there. Similar cost to what I would have paid at the other salon I used to go to. My daughter's really pleased because she said the salon that I used to go to has got a reputation for being racist. I don't know how or why, but yeah, last time I went there, she was not very happy with me, but she's pleased I'm going somewhere else now. So that's good, isn't it? Um, yeah, so I will definitely be going back there. Yeah, so watch this space. So I've got a coffee, got a different mug today. One of my friends bought me this when I left a school that I worked at, and it got me thinking. I think I started teaching in 1989. I think that was the year. So what's that, 32 years ago? Yeah. So if I was still teaching, I would have been teaching 32 years. I was teaching 30 years, but I've got 28 and a half years pensionable service because I took maternity leave, 3 lots of 6 months maternity leave, and I didn't pay into my pension at that time. I wish I had. When you're young, you don't think about pensions, do you? But it's all I can think about at the moment, thinking I'm going to be poor in my old age. Yeah, so I've been thinking this week about going back to work, and I haven't been. In the UK, there is a website called the Times Educational Supplement website. The Times Educational Supplement, or TESS as it's known, is a paper for teachers. It's published every Friday, and people buy it predominantly to look at all the teaching vacancies, but you can do that online, obviously, and have been able to do for many, many years. So I thought, oh, I'll have a look and see if there's any jobs going, drama teacher jobs. And in my area of the Midlands, there's one job going, and I got quite excited. It's a subject lead, and I thought, shall I go for it? You know, just maybe another 5 years work just to boost the pension. But it would be in good traffic, a 35-minute journey on the motorway. And there's very little information about the particular school. It looks as if they were closed due to an inadequate Ofsted report at some point in their history, and they've been reopened and rebranded. And looking at all the blurb, it's all very positive, and they've been working really, really hard. And you think, what kind of school is it? You know, and it doesn't look as if drama's particularly well embedded in the curriculum there. So I think it would be something that would be you'd have to develop. And I thought, I don't know whether I want all that stress again. I'm so enjoying pleasing myself at the moment, you know, and thinking I'd have to get up probably if I was going to do that job, and I like to be in school at about 8 o'clock in the morning, so you're there about 45 minutes before lesson starts. I'd have to leave here at the latest at 7:30, which means getting up at about 6:30, and I'm just not that person anymore, just not that person. So I don't know, as much as I want the money, I really don't want the stress. Let me know, what would you do? And then I was looking at local jobs, like less stressful. I've missed the boat really. There was one, we've got a Premier Inn up the road, and they wanted a receptionist 16 hours a week, 2 days, and I thought, well, that'd be quite nice. It was only £9 something an hour, so not, you know, not massive pay. But I thought, oh, it'd give me a bit of pocket money so that I don't feel guilty about buying craft stuff, you know. But no, I've missed the closing dates today anyway, and I couldn't find my CV, and I couldn't be bothered to type one up, because teaching in this country, you don't produce a CV. Every teaching post that is advertised, there's a very extensive application form that you have to fill in, and you have to do a covering letter showing how you meet the person specification. God, this is boring, isn't it? So yeah, you don't do CVs in teaching, so I'm not very good at CVs. So yeah, I just think I'm going to make a go of my crafting and try and earn some money out of my crafting, and I think I am going to try and develop a brand. Now this is where I need your help. I want my own domain name and website, and I think I'm going to start doing a blog as well as keeping up with YouTube. And I want a brand, but Paper&Twine as a domain name is not available. I think paperandtwine.com is available, but it is $2,395 or something, and I haven't got that kind of money. So I was thinking of another name. Now, in other iterations of me being a crafter, I've had various names that I've put on stickers. I've never had a website. Various names that I've put on stickers and on the backs of things that I've made. So Vanilla Cupcake was one, but doesn't really hint at being crafts. It's very twee, and you know, that's probably about 20 years old, and I was going through a twee phase, you know, so twee I don't think is me. Chocolate Otter was another one. Two of my favourite things, chocolate and otters. And I did actually have a website for a very, very short amount of time. Never did anything with it, never put anything on it. Just paid the money and just it, yeah. So, but I don't know, again, it doesn't say what it is. So I want a name that kind of hints at the yarn, the love of yarn, and the love of paper, which Paper&Twine does perfectly. And I was doing a Zoom knitting last night, and they said, well, why don't you have twine and paper? But I've been Paper&Twine in my head for so long, I can't get my head around twine and paper. It just doesn't have the same ring to it, do you know what I mean? There is a paper, somebody's got Paper&Twine as a domain name in the UK. I've thought about Paper&Twine Studio. Obviously on Instagram and Etsy, I'm Paper&Twine Crafts, but don't think Paper&Twine Crafts is available as a domain name. I haven't looked at Paper&Twine Studio, and I haven't looked at Paper&Twine Designs either. So let me know. I'd really, really value your comments on this. My husband said, just get a website, and it doesn't matter what the name of it is. You can, you know, drive traffic to it no matter what the name. But I'm thinking, if I'm going to be developing product to sell, I want Paper&Twine on there somewhere. It's a minefield, and I know what I'm like. I'm kind of I want it all to be perfect before I launch it, and Mr. Paper&Twine saying, just do it, you can change things afterwards. But I don't know, it's big. Oh, anyway, shall I show you something I've made? If you've been following me on Instagram today, you'll have seen Poirot. Look at him. Can you see his little moustache? I might tie his scarf differently. I've weighed him. He's 157 grams. He's quite heavy. Yeah. But his moustache gives him a little bit of I don't know, the Poirot look, doesn't it? So yeah. So Lainey, if you happen to be watching, there's your bear. And I've just got to finish the album for her now, and then that's done. I haven't heard from Tina whether she's received her poster. It is tracked. I must check the tracking, because in my head I'm sure I sent that a fortnight ago. So Tina, if you happen to be watching, let me know whether you've received it and everything's okay. Anyway, I've got off on a tangent. I was talking about school, wasn't I? The first school I worked at was a very busy comprehensive school, an 11 to 18 comprehensive school, in a place called Wednesbury, which is in the Black Country. It's in Samwell and Dudley is the local authority. And I was only there a very short time. I did 4 terms, so an academic year and a term, and then I got a promotion to a school around the corner. That didn't go down well with the headmaster. But no, I had a really nice time there. There was a lovely deputy head she was very much like a mother hen. Mavis, her name was. She was not far off retirement. She was like one of the old school, you know. And she took me under her wing a bit. And I do remember one day being called into her office. I was wearing a cropped cardigan and a skirt, and it was a little bit low cut. And she called me and she said, "Miss Pierce," it was before I was married. She said, "Miss Pierce, you can't wear that to school." And I hadn't even thought, when you're leaning down over children's desks, she said, "You can't wear that." So yeah, got a rap on the knuckles for that. But she was very much into the theatre, and she had a friend who worked in the wardrobe department at the theatre in Stratford. So a couple of times a year she'd get us free tickets to go and see things at is it the Swan Theatre in Stratford? I should know, as a drama teacher, shouldn't I? And I remember going and seeing one play. I can't remember what it was called. I mean, I'm going back 32 years, but it had got Anthony Sher in it, and the way the stage was set out, there was like a catwalk, and where we were sitting was right along the catwalk, and he walked really close up to me and looked me in the eye. And I'm sure it was Anthony Sher. He was in The Dresser, wasn't he? I think, yeah. It wasn't The Dresser that we saw. I can't remember the name of the play, but yes, I remember Mavis. She was a really good storyteller. But proper black country, born and bred. I hadn't really travelled very far or moved away from the area. The head was a funny guy, Charlie King. He was quite austere, and his office door was always closed, and you never really saw him. And one of the last cars onto the car park, and one of the first cars to go. But I do remember the Christmas concert. We did a Christmas concert in there was a church next door to the school, and we did a Christmas concert there, and he took us all up to the pub afterwards, and he was the first one to buy a round, so that was good. But we used to on my first day of teaching, my head of department was a lovely guy called Dave Shepherd. I can picture him in my head. He was very friendly, and again, he and his wife was a maths teacher at a different school. And it was very sad they couldn't have children, and they were desperate to have children. They were really, really lovely as a couple. But no, he took me under his wing, and he was such a nice head of department to have, I remember, like, when you're training to be a teacher, you have to write all your lesson plans and learning objectives and aims and all this, that and the other. And I was doing it for every lesson. He said, "You don't need to do that anymore. You're not a student anymore. Just keep a brief note." Of course, obviously things have changed in teaching now, and it's very record heavy. But no, he was a lovely, lovely man. But my first day teaching, I was on break duty, and being young and keen, you don't want to get anything wrong. So I rushed to the staff room to get a hot drink, and rushed back again to the place where I had to stand on duty. It was outside, and he came strolling towards me, going to the staff room to get his own drink, and he said, "Next time you lock your classroom, make sure it's empty." And I'd locked a new little year 7 in there on their first day. I was so keen to get out of the classroom. I'd locked this little kid in there, and they were like in tears. So that was that. But it was quite a big school. I think there were about 1,300 pupils, which is quite big for a secondary school in the UK. And the next school I went to was only 600 students, so 700 students. So that was like a different game altogether. But back in the day, we still sang hymns in assembly, unless you're at a Church of England school or a Catholic school. Assemblies are kind of non-religious, non-denominational, so hymns aren't sung anymore, and we used to have to do hymn practice on a Friday afternoon. God, that was torture, because I taught music at this point in my career. I think I taught 2 or 3 lessons of drama a week, but the majority of my timetable was music, and I used to have to play the piano for hymns in assembly. And I remember one day sitting there, we're playing at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. Can't remember the words. The tune's in my head though. And I was playing along and I got cramp in my right foot, which is your pedal foot. And I was trying to use my left foot to straighten out my foot and get rid of the cramp, and still playing along. And I nearly fell off the piano stool. It was hilarious. And I was like this, still playing away. And I remember Charlie King the Head, he was like this looking at me. But yeah, that was funny. So yeah, many happy memories of teaching. But do I want to go there again? Let me know what you think. So I can see that I've been at nearly 20 minutes already. Been for a walk today. Do you want to see some photos? So I was out quite early, not as early as I would have liked. And how many steps did I do? I did about 6,000 steps. I only walked to the post office, but I walked a long way back rather than coming home the normal way. And it's really pleasant. And the sun's trying to come out now, which is lovely. So I might go and sit in the garden and do a bit of crafting. Yeah, so Janet K, if you're watching, I've posted my entry off to your challenge today. I hope it reaches you in time. I've got 3 weeks, I think, for it to get there. And Martha Hamilton, if you happen to be watching, I've posted my postcard to you, my lovely. I think that's 1st of October, so hopefully it'll reach you in time. Yeah, so a quick VR for Martha Hamilton. She's got a 1 year on YouTube challenge, and all you have to do is send her a postcard of your hometown. That's all she wants. So, you know, flat mail, doesn't even go in an envelope. You don't need a custom sticker on it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'll link both of those ladies down below. Let's give a bit of YouTube love, a little bit of YouTube love. Barry now. Barry is in a very good mood at the moment. Now, in a coffee shop drivel quite a long time ago, I mentioned that he had a little interlude, shall we say, with Bart. And I think that's why he and Belinda split up. So Bart has been coming regularly into the coffee shop and has certainly put a smile on Barry's face. So Barry is exploring his metrosexual side and possibly his homosexual side. I don't know. I don't want to pry into his private life. But what I can tell you is he's got a spring in his step. Oh, and in the downstairs toilet, oh, we've got a little shelf for product. He's taken over that shelf with lots and lots of product. We've got hand cream. He's regularly having manicures. We've got hair wax. Yes, so he's taking care of his hair. We have got moisturiser, male moisturiser for the face. Yes, so he's looking particularly well groomed at the moment, is our Barry. He's got a little spring in his step, and I've got a regular customer in Bart. So that's where Barry is at the moment. And I'm going to stop there because you've had enough of my drivel, haven't you? Thursday today, not sure what's going to be going up tomorrow. It might be part 2 of my stationery box tutorial. Apologies that part 1 is so long. I think that's why my channel isn't growing very quickly, because I do very long videos. I don't know. Again, let me know. Yeah, so it might be that tomorrow. Saturday is Woolly Pod 4. So I'm looking forward to that. Sunday, I shall be drawing for a hidden giveaway that I've hosted on my channel. It's a lovely prize, and I know lots of people want to win it. Let me go and get it and show it you. Hold on. So on Sunday, I shall be drawing for this stationery box. I'm not going to tell you what video it is on or what you need to do, you need to go and find out for yourself, because I don't want to spoil it for those that have followed the rules. But I'll be drawing for that on Sunday. That'll be a really short, short video. What else can I tell you? Monday. Ooh, yes, I've got an unboxing to do. Yes, and I think that's all I know that I'm doing at the moment. So that was a bit of a drivel, wasn't it? I hope you've enjoyed today. Please comment down below. I love to interact with you and share amongst your friends. We'd like more people in the coffee shop. Take care, everybody. Bye now.